In this video, I'll introduce you to the concept of the influence zone and its significance. Understanding how to navigate the influence zone can empower you to become successful, achieving things that you desire and that others may perceive as not possible. Influence is a deep topic, but dedicating time to learning more about it can significantly enhance your professional and personal achievements. Some people believe that influence is primarily determined by external factors or power. For instance, even a small knife like this can provide an advantage over somebody without one. And what could be more powerful than this knife? Well, how about two knives? In Prism, we emphasize that the true secret about influence originates from within you. The internal influence is far more potent than something external, such as a knife. For instance, consider how these two knives look the same, but have different colors. Observe closely. If I remove the red knife from my hand, I can instantly influence your perception, making it appear that the two knives instantly change positions. So let's try that again. I'll take out the red knife and just tap the top of my hand, and in a flash, the two knives change positions again. It's amazing how quickly the positions of the knives change. But since we're talking about influence, which is about change, let's change things up a bit and focus on just using one knife. Instead of having it switch locations, let's try transforming this knife into something completely different. What color would you like? That's a great idea. Let's change it into your color and everyone else's color as well. Just like the knives, switching positions or transforming colors, our ability to influence ourselves and others depends on our current status or zone. In this video, I'll explain the influence zone and its three counterpart zones. As you think about each, consider this question: which zone are you most comfortable in and why? Now, a simple way to assess our ability to understand and apply influence is to visualize it on a four-part grid. On the X or horizontal axis represents our knowledge of influence, and the Y or vertical axis represents our ability to utilize influence skills. If you lack awareness of what influence is and what skills you can utilize in specific situations, you're probably not going to achieve the outcome you desire. Let's dig deeper into the four zones. In the status quo zone, individuals possess very limited knowledge and skill of influence. Now, you might think ignorance is bliss, but the reality is quite the opposite. In the status quo zone, people are often exploited due to their lack of understanding influence. Manipulators thrive on ignorance by scamming others, creating deep emotional responses of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. If you think the status quo zone describes you, your awareness is a great first step. You can easily gain a deeper understanding of what influences are thinking, and this will help protect you from manipulators while providing you an opportunity to learn more how to influence yourself and others in a positive way so that everyone benefits. By slightly shifting your mindset, becoming more self-aware, curious, and open to learning about this topic, you'll be able to grow your influence knowledge and skills. In the unrealized opportunity zone, people naturally grasp the significance of influence. For example, they may easily be able to connect with others well. However, they sometimes lack the necessary skills to positively impact their own and others' thinking or behavior at crucial moments. If you find yourself in this zone, the positive news is that you already possess an innate understanding of influence. All you need to do is fine-tune your understanding of influence and acquire additional influence skills that will enable you to comfortably influence yourself and others in a mutually beneficial way. The manipulation zone, also known as the negative influence zone, is where manipulators exploit influence skills to prioritize their own interest over others. They employ tactics like fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and their mindset is solely focused on themselves, not on you and not on others. In the professional world, these individuals create chaos, drain positive energy from their teams, and significantly reduce the morale and effectiveness of organizations. While some manipulators manage to become successful, their success is often hindered by their lack of trust that they generate with others. News travels quickly, and simply put, nobody trusts manipulators. It's important to recognize and understand how to deal with manipulators. It's also important to use influence skills appropriately and with the right intent so others don't misrepresent your actions as manipulative. The final zone is the influence zone. The influence zone provides you with the greatest overall possibilities of success and outcomes over time in your professional and personal life. It provides a pathway for you to achieve and become just about anything you aspire to be. No matter who you are, where you live, how old you are, anyone can learn how to operate more effectively in the influence zone. And the wonderful thing is, once you understand the components, you can custom tailor each to your own personality and situation. To operate in the influence zone requires several things. First, you need to learn more about what influence is. To start, be sure to watch my influence tips on the definition of influence and the science of the way we think. Second, you need to learn more about how to become more influential. Be sure to watch my influence tips on MICSIC, the influence trust formula, and the influence process. Learning to operate in the influence zone requires some additional learning and effort. But as you know, there are no shortcuts to success. We likely find ourselves in different zones at different times. However, the crucial question is, where do you spend the most time? Before we finish, take a moment to think about which aspect of influence in this video stands out most for you and how it can help you become more influential in your professional and personal life. Stay tuned for future videos, which are all designed to help you understand and operate effectively in the influence zone. If you find value in this video, please like and subscribe below. If you'd like to learn more about PRISM and influence, click on the links in the description to visit influenceothers.com to join our mailing list, access our influence resources, or enroll in our influence classes or courses covering business skills, leadership, selling, and account management. Explore prismperform.com to learn more about training your team on influence skills, book a keynote presentation or workshop, or discover our influence-based consulting services. Additionally, we offer a simple and affordable influence diagnostic survey to help you identify your team's needs and priorities. Thanks everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all again in our next influence video.